Hey, welcome to this weekly video blog series. This is something that I've been wanting to do for many years, and I've always been afraid to do it because I hate myself being on video, and I think I sound like an idiot many times. So here I am, 2020. I'll be doing this every week, providing a quick hot take on something in the industry, spending 5 minutes giving my perspective and my context, sometimes correction on that topic, and then opening it up for dialogue on other platforms. So thank you again, and here we go, jumping into our first topic. All right, my first topic this week is going to be talking about the differences between social intelligence and audience intelligence. And they're both equally important, but many people and folks in the industry are using it synonymously, and they're not the same. Now, back in the day, I used to call it social listening. I think many of us who either are watching this video or who have been around the block a few times have called it social listening or online monitoring. And that was important. It's still important today. What it does is it gives you a quick snapshot into the market. What is the market saying about a topic? That topic can be AI, it can be blockchain, it could be fashion, it could be travel, it could be beer. Whatever it is you're looking to do, whatever it is you're looking for to analyze, social intelligence can give you that option. Now, I call it social intelligence mainly because when I think about social listening, it really is like taking a shower without using soap, right? You're going to get wet, you might get some sweat and dirt off, but you're not going to get clean. With social intelligence, it requires you to use some soap and maybe a scrub brush or whatever it is you use to clean yourself with, and actually, get the grime and the dirt off. And you usually smell better when you do. And so that in itself is one way to kind of delineate the differences between that social intelligence and social listening. Now, with social intelligence in general, as I mentioned a second ago, it gives you a snapshot into the market and what they're saying. So you go to a platform like Brandwatch, you determine what content sources you want to look at. Is it Reddit? Is it the news media? Is it blogs? Is it forums? Is it social? And you type in a very complicated Boolean query to really narrow down that content, right? You don't want to just type in Apple because you're going to get Apple the product and you get Apple the fruit. And so it requires you to create, very complex Boolean logic in order to kind of eliminate the spam and kind of get that true conversation. So social intelligence, again, it's important. People do it. I do it. It's great if you work in an agency for new business. And sometimes if you're working on the brand side, it's great to just measure the volume of your brand name being used across the industry. All right, let's talk now about audience intelligence and what that means. It requires a different way of thinking because the first thing that you have to do is build an audience and then listen to their conversations. And so how do you build an audience? Well, it's difficult, but it can be done. And so in B2B, actually, it's much easier because most of those who work in B2B, like CIOs or the C-suite, or developers and engineers and IT decision makers, they like to self-identify, right? They like to tell the world who they are and where they work and what technology that they're interested in. And so on the consumer side, it's a little bit more difficult. It's difficult to find millennials in Portland who wear Birkenstocks and drink IPA, right? It's not impossible, but it's not that easy. And so just to give you kind of a quick example of how this works, let's just take the developer community because I've done a lot of work in B2B and I know a lot about developers in general. And so imagine being able to pull in to a database like a Brandwatch as an example, pulling in 15, 20,000 self-identified developers. Can you imagine what that means? Because you're able to understand exactly what this audience is saying in real time. Are they talking about Dockers? Are they talking about, not the pants either? Are they talking about blockchain? Are they talking about AI? Are they talking about, music? What types of music they share and listen to? Understanding what media they are referencing when they're talking about those technologies. Are they referencing ZDNet? Are they talking, are they sharing Forbes content? Are they sharing content from Medium or LinkedIn? So that type of intelligence is great because you can give those insights to your marketing teams. You can give those insights to your PR teams because if you work in marketing like I do, you know that you have to be relevant to audiences at all times. And the relevancy changes almost instantly, right? Every day is different. And so what was relevant to developers yesterday may not be relevant today. And so with audience intelligence, you can listen to those real-time conversations to see what is top of mind for that group today, and then be able to create pieces of content in order to, that's certainly in alignment with your business and your brand, but then is also relevant to the audience and begin to drive engagement and drive relevancy with that developer audience in real time. On the PR side, imagine you have a launch and you have a news release going out, and you're trying to determine, who's the right media that we want to pitch this to, or who's the right exclusive partner. If you understand what developers are reading, as I mentioned a second ago, ZDNet, perhaps you want to focus your efforts there. If you don't have a relationship with a journalist who writes for ZDNet, then that means you should probably go find and build one. So again, to recap, social intelligence, you determine your content sources, you write your Boolean logic, and you listen to the world, right? It's a snapshot of the market. With audience intelligence, it's focused. You're listening to a finite group of people. There are several platforms out there that allow you to build audiences. I use a platform called Audience, spelled with an S, Audiense. Very innovative platform. They are continuously working on it and making it better and integrating with other social intelligence platforms. And then also just wanted to say a quick thank you to a good friend of mine, Jason Falls, for the mic recommendation. I'm really looking forward to your book, my friend. Talk to you soon.